going on, y'all? It's your boy Crystal. Welcome to the Street Light Show. And today I'm chilling out here in the garden with my brother Tapiwa Tsikai. He's the co-founder of this Ability Hub. And today we're going to be talking about disability empowerment. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Tapiwa, man, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, bro.
For real, man. How's it?
You know what it is, COVID and all that. But hey, we're trying to do what it do to make it do what it did.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, first of all, what is about disability? What is it? Disability Hub.
Right. Disability Hub is an organization. Rather, I'd like to call it a movement, whereby we want to create an accessible and inclusive society for all people in Zimbabwe, focusing more on persons with disabilities. Why are we doing this? It's because, if you've noted, people with disabilities in Zimbabwe continue to live lives of adverse poverty. People with disabilities continue to be excluded from the mainstream society. They continue to be objectified and discriminated against. So, Disability Hub, we look at disability from a holistic and positive perspective. And apart from that, we're an organization that is wholly made up of people with disabilities as well.
Wow. And when did you find this organization?
As I said, it's a movement.
Oh, it's a movement.
So,
When did you find this movement?
So as a movement, the movement has been something that's been developing lifelong. But as an organization, we registered last year in 2020.
Okay.
Yes. And so yes, basically that's when it got formal. But I think in terms of the ideation of Disability Hub, it's been in the works for almost 10 years now.
Okay. Wow. Oh, this is good, man. You know what I'm saying? Looking at a disability, you know, I didn't know, because I myself, I didn't grow up in a disability community. I grew up in a space where I was the only one with disability. But in terms of this Ability Hub, what issues are you looking into? Like, what are you solving?
All right.
With this movement?
Okay. Going back to, I like what you just said. I share a similar experience with you. I actually did not grow up in a disability environment, so to speak. Yes, I did go to a special school for primary, and then after that, I basically lost touch with my disability roots. What issues are we trying to solve? We're trying to solve issues of exclusion. When I say exclusion, I'm saying we have people with disabilities in society. Even if they do well for themselves, they continue to be looked down upon. Why is that? Why is it, even if, let's say, today people want to profile me on the newspaper, they'll start by putting a headline: "Disabled man does something." Maybe disabled man wins award, for example, as if I'm not supposed to win awards. It's like as if I've achieved a miracle, which is not it. The way people with disabilities have been objectified over the years is something that we're trying to fight as a hub, and we're trying to create the realization in society that people with disabilities are like anyone else. You and me and everyone else, we're the same. It's just that, yeah, maybe I might walk different from the way the average man walks, but that doesn't make me less human, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, currently, the thing is, society views us as persons with disabilities as being less human. So that's what we're trying to get away from, that objectification.
Yeah, well, speaking on that matter, I remember also some time ago when I had an interview with a newspaper, on the headline there, the first thing they wrote, it was disability, before they begin to talk about my career. And I kind of also felt like it will maybe put off the person who's reading the story, because now from a point of being inspired, they start feeling sorry.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if maybe if you are in a different country, and you'd say maybe a black man won an Olympic, or a Negro this. That's kind of like the same situation. I don't think it needs to be identified with ability or disability or whatever. But maybe sometimes the story just need to get straight to the point. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
I really feel what you're saying there. Okay, so moving on, let's talk about accessibility. Do you really feel like there is a lot of space that is accessible for people with disability? It could be schools, works, and everything like that. You said you went to a special school. I didn't go to any special school. I just went to a normal school. I was the only one there, and I kind of hustled my way out on everything. Yeah. So,
All right, I feel you on that, homie. In terms of accessibility, Zimbabwe doesn't. Not only Zimbabwe, I think the world in general doesn't understand what accessibility is. We view accessibility as being physical access, as in we've put a ramp there, we've now achieved accessibility, which is not actually it. Accessibility goes beyond that. We look even at attitudes. Do you know that if you have negative attitudes towards persons with disabilities, automatically you're not accessible? I'll give
yes.
you an example of an experience I had some years ago. I was traveling to Kenya via. I was flying to Kenya. I think it was about 5 years ago. So there I was. I was at the airport. I checked myself in, and then I requested, "Hey, can I please have wheelchair assistance? Because you know some of these airports are very huge, and for you to walk alone, especially with a disability, it's very much of a hassle. So I make it a policy that I request wheelchair assistance while I'm still in Zimbabwe, so that when as I'm connecting, it becomes easier for me. You know.
Mhm.
So there I was. I stood, and I asked for that, and then the guy at the behind the counter looked at me and said, uh, "Wheelchair assistance, but you're walking. What you need a wheelchair for?" You know.
Yeah.
Such kind of attitudes that becomes a barrier right there. It's like saying you don't know what you really need, or you don't know what's good for you. So besides that, we also look at access to information as part of accessibility. When we look at access to information, we're talking about things like braille. How much braille literature is out there? Not only in Zimbabwe, anywhere and everywhere you go, very little. We look at things like sign language. So yes, accessibility is still something that we have very little of in my country. I'm sorry to say this, but there's so much work that needs to be done to make spaces accessible.
Mhm.
It's a good thing that we are here as Disability Hub. As a movement, we are we said we want to do something about accessibility. So we are looking at accessibility assessments where we come into your space, where whatever it is, maybe it's a hotel, it's a home, it's a service that you're providing to the society, your community. Then we assess to see how accessible it is, in line with the accessibility points according to the UNCRPD. That's the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, man. I think yeah, like what you said. People that think about ramp and things like that when it comes to accessibility. But yeah, sometimes even yeah, when you get into different places, I've seen a lot of people how they receive a person with disability.
Hmm.
It's different also. Do you think it's because of the education, or do you think it's because of the culture?
Actually, it's lack of education.
Lack of education.
Why do I say that? How many people with disabilities have you heard or have you seen who are actually going out to tell their stories themselves?
Usually it's the media or different organization representing them, and they write something about them.
Exactly. And when they write about them, they write in, it's either they are writing in a way to portray them as being victims
Mhm.
who consistently need assistance, who need help, you know?
Mhm.
Or they're writing about them as being superheroes. Wow, Tapiwa is driving, Blessing is driving. That's amazing!
Yeah,
Which is
true.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's like there's no in between. There's very little portrayal of us as persons with disabilities as being human.
Yeah.
We're just human beings.
Mhm.
We're not objects of charity. Neither are we superheroes. We're just in between. Which reminds me, you know that currently we have the Olympics that are going on.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see the YouTube advert of the 2016 Paralympics?
I haven't watched that yet.
You should look for it on YouTube. Anyway,
Okay.
it was saying it had a whole lot of athletes with disabilities, and then at the end of it, it was saying something like, "We are superheroes" or something silly like that. You know, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
An example of how this is ridiculous is Oscar Pistorius. Remember the Oscar Pistorius story?
Yeah.
You know, before he committed a crime, everyone viewed him as an amazing person because of the things that he was doing.
Yeah.
But once he created a crime, he became like the devil, you know?
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think a lot of issues on disability they need to be touched, starting from maybe primary level.
Indeed.
Yeah, because I think even when you go into any school, even the teachers they don't even know what to do with you.
Indeed.
Yeah, especially in our country,
Mhm.
even the other kids they don't even know how to relate you to unless they came from a parent or from a family background where they are uh, really educated on how to handle this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, tell me more about this movement. What is this also doing about arts and culture?
When we're looking at arts and culture, we have a blog, by the way, that we on our website where we profile people with disabilities who are doing something positive in society. This is part of the culture that we're trying to shape to portray them as being human beings who have had the correct or the right tools that they need for them to succeed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one way we are contributing towards coming up with a new culture where we're shaping positive awareness of disability. And in terms of arts, one of our key members, actually, he is the creative director of Disability Hub. Mr. Bright Kadengu is a recording artist who's an award winner
Wow.
from, yes, Sorbonne. I know
Yeah,
him
I
very
know
well,
Sorbonne,
of
man.
course, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's there, he's representing the arts sector. And currently, we're working on an album with through him, of course, to promote disability rights and knowledge of the National Disability Policy. You spoke about schools,
Yeah.
for example, the so-called normal school, where kids and teachers don't know how to relate to persons with disabilities. Actually, there's a remedy that was actually recently introduced to society by government, okay, for this situation. So I thought maybe I'd like to touch a bit on it.
It now.
So yes, this is the solution that government recently introduced. It's called the National Disability Policy of Zimbabwe. According to the National Disability Policy I've read, you can obtain a soft copy of this exact document on our website. It's
Okay.
there on the homepage. Unfortunately, this is the only one that I have on me. I would have given it to you.
Okay. I'll
So,
download on the page. Yeah.
okay. So, basically, what this document says, it talks about a whole lot of issues to do with empowering persons with disabilities in Zimbabwe. For example, in education, it now actually says teacher training curriculum by default now involves special needs education, meaning that even if you're going to be a ordinary primary school teacher, you're going to have a course whereby you're going to be learning about disability,
Wow.
so that when you encounter students with disability, you'll be able to then teach them or relate to them effectively.
Wow. Okay. Well, when was this implemented?
This was launched in June
This year.
this year.
Yeah, that's why I missed. It's too soon, man.
Very soon. As you know, I'm in the
Wow.
thick of things. I was actually
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
launch.
Wow.
Mhm.
Oh, this is actually wonderful because I've traveled different countries and I've seen how people relate with people with disability, and I kind of felt like yeah we are still behind in a lot of things. Yeah, I remember when I traveled for the Unlimited festival. Should be 2019 or 2018. The one in the UK.
Mhm.
Before I even get to the festival, I already know that people they know how to relate with a person with a disability. They know how to assist a person with a disability. Because the time you could get into a bank
Mhm.
and there is a long queue,
Mhm.
but because you got there, people they still think a person with a disability can stand for that long. You know what I'm saying? Even giving assistance in different places, like you said, most of the stories that are being shared is that people with disability, they need help, but it's not the kind of help where people think they're gonna give you $1. Nah, you know what I'm saying. It's also understanding each other. You know what I'm saying. It's also understanding how to relate with people. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. So I mean, I'm really thankful for this policy. Can I take a look at once again? I'm really thankful for this policy. It's the National Disability Policy of Zimbabwe. Okay, who launched this?
The president of Zimbabwe.
Wow,
Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa.
this is amazing, bro. I actually didn't know about this. Yes, I'll also, yeah, you can also get your copy on the Disability Hub website. Yes, Disability Hub website.
Maybe we should share the link
Yeah.
in the comment section.
For real, yes. The link is right here, man. That's what I'm
Fresh.
talking about. Yo, man. Thanks, man. Anything else you want to enlighten us from the Disability Hub or from your heart? We know we've got a lot of issues to address. We've got a lot of things. I know we'll be visiting this hub also, and talking to different creatives who are in this space and everything like that. But yeah, man.
So yeah, thank you for that question. What else do I want to share with the viewers of this channel, of this video, is that Disability Hub is there to create a really powerful, positive change in society. Yes, we have a national disability policy, but as long as we don't spread awareness about it, it's not going to go anywhere. As long as people with disabilities themselves are not knowing. For example, Blessing just found out about this policy a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that's for real, man.
So this is what we also want to do as a hub, is to create that sort of awareness, as well as looking for opportunities where people with disabilities also become empowered. When I say empowered, I'm not saying we're giving people wheelchairs and crutches and all that stuff. Of course, we appreciate those who give us those items, but we want to create a situation where people with disabilities are able to stand on their own 2 feet. They can do their own things,
Yeah.
They can earn their own living. And then when you see a person with a disability walking down the street, you won't look at them as if they're some alien from outer space.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that are walking down the street sad. Not just people with disability.
A whole lot.
There's a lot of people that are homeless. There's a lot of people that are unemployed.
Indeed.
And I think empowering the person, it would really do well.
In fact, talking about empowerment, most people with disabilities, some people, not most, right? Some people with disabilities are family men. I've got a wife, I've got kids.
Yes.
There are some women who are married, they've got kids. So empowering them doesn't necessarily mean themselves, but you actually be empowering the society around them.
Yeah.
Those people who are close to them will also benefit from that as well.
That's very true.
So those are the kind of stories that we also need to start talking about. We need to start telling, whereby we are not seeing you as an individual or me as an individual, but looking at the society, the community that I also impact, that you also impact, that we collectively impact as persons with disabilities. So if we're looking at it from that perspective, it means that potentially everyone in Zimbabwe has a disability. Because how many people do we interact with on a daily basis?
Yeah, that's right.
By association.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yes, I've been talking to Tapiwa Tsikai. He's the founder of this ability movement. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about disability, empowerment, a lifestyle. And I actually recently knew that the government, the president, has launched the disability policy, which was launched in June. I actually didn't know about, but you can go on this ability hub website and you can also download the policy, some of these issues, everything. It's right there. And yeah, Tapiwa has been around for quite some time now. I mean, I've known Tapiwa for more than 7 years.
Isn't it 10?
Yeah, for more than 10 years, I think.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I actually didn't know that he's a family man. You know what I'm saying? He never told me.
Do you have to go around telling people that you're married and you've got kids?
I'm your friend.
Okay.
I didn't say people.
My bad, I take it back.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this has been amazing. You're going to check out the Disability Hub also. Feel free to contact Tapiwa on your cell phone number. And also, yeah, feel free to come to this ability a movement and see what people are doing from different spaces of life. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we have come to the end of the show now. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget to hit a like and subscribe. See you next time. Peace out.